The last final is upon us, the men's horizontal bar competition.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. We'd like to invite our finalists to march in on the field of play. Let's give them a round of applause.
Here they are, the finalists in the men's horizontal bar competition, the last event to take place at the World Cup in Doha. We really have got two competitors who are so far ahead of the rest in qualification.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you our
Let's have a look at the runners and riders.
representing People's Republic of China, Down here.
Here's somebody who could push up from 8th in qualification, Tang Chi from the People's Republic of China, new to the World Cup circuit. Matteo Giubilini of Switzerland, 3rd in qualification with 12.433. Great Britain's Oakley Banks, new to finals action at World Cup level. Top qualifier Milad Karimi of Kazakhstan, a score of 14 for the Asian champion on horizontal bar. Vladislav Riko of Ukraine, 5th best in qualification. Someone with the potential to move up with his difficulty. Dilard Zavary, 6th best in qualifying, another who could move up with his difficulty score. Tang Xiaohong of Chinese Taipei, 14 in qualifying, same as Milad Karimi, but 1/10 lower in execution. And Jessie Moore of Australia, 4th best in the preliminary round.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have the honor to present to you the respective members of the panel of judges for the horizontal bar.
We come to the last final, and we're going to have the 1st and 3rd strongest in qualification in the first half. Matteo Giubilini, the 3rd best, will go 2nd in the order, and Milad Karimi, the top qualifier, will go 4th in the order. Milad Karimi won the title in Osijek. The finalists in the men's horizontal bar competition, top qualifier Milad Karimi of Kazakhstan will go 4th in the order and will look to make it 2 World Cup wins in a row after being victorious in Croatia very recently. What can Tang Xiaohong do? He will go 7th, the man from Chinese Taipei who won the bronze medal at the Olympic Games. Only separated by the execution tiebreak. Karimi 8.8, Tang 8.7, so very little providing daylight between the two of them.
special bonus points if they have a perfect dismount after their performance.
It's going to be nice to see Oakley Banks in this final, the teenager from Kent in the southeast of England. Part of the British team that won a silver medal at the European Youth Olympic Festival in 2022 and a bronze at the Junior European Championships in the same year in Munich. He will go right before the top qualifier. This is quite a special World Cup competition for Milad Karimi. He made his international debut there at the age of 17 in March of 2017 when he won a silver medal on floor.
Gymnast, your warm-up time is up.
That's the first half of the warm-ups concluded.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to start our finals for the horizontal bar, starting with our first gymnast.
We've had 4 different winners of the horizontal bar title so far this season in the World Cups. Will we get Milad Karimi becoming the first to get more than one? Let's start with Tang Chi of the People's Republic of China. 22, he's from Chongqing and won a team gold with Jiangsu Province at the National Championships last year. The same team as Yor Hao, who won the Still Rings gold yesterday. But he's at a very different stage of his career. Will doubtless benefit from the experience of somebody like Yor Hao. Eighth best in qualifying with 11.766. But he has the potential to score a lot higher. Uses a Casina to begin and performs it with clarity. Straight Kachev, that was good. And then the Coleman, so all looking secure so far. That will not look at all like his qualification score. It's going to be a very different number for Tang Chi. 11 3/4 in the preliminary round. I don't think so here. 3 release moves, all performed neatly.
Germany and receiving silver medal in the horizontal bar. Here is Kia Ta.
This was a well-executed performance. He came into the final with the lowest execution score of any of the qualifiers. That will be a distant memory now. Wraps the arms in well to secure a clean-looking twist position at the end. What a nice feeling for him to have delivered that in the final. Yes, that's a fair old transformation. 14 for Tang Chi. He's completely in the picture now. A gain of about 2¼ marks from the preliminary round. Fabulous start to this final. Switzerland's Matteo Giubellini, third best in qualifying with 12.433, but we've just had all of those numbers rendered unclear courtesy of Tang Chi's brilliant start. They will all have seen just how good that first performance was. He does very well. Clean looking work so far. Good close control, nicely up from Stolder into handstand. And he dismounts with a good degree of precision. The difficulty of this routine, one of the lowest, if not the lowest, that we'll see in the final. Nonetheless, a lot that was done very well. It may be that with other improved performances in this final, he gets priced out of the market, but it won't be for want of clarity. It won't be for lack of good form. It will just simply be because others have got more release moves and elements connected. Reason to be really excited about the Giubellini brothers and the way that they're coming on in the sport as seniors. After this, we'll bring you all of the presentations. We've got 5 victory ceremonies to come. Taking a little while to calculate this score. Well chosen, well timed to see that, because we've got a British competitor next. And lots of reason to be pleased about the Kazakhstan performances this weekend, and indeed in the World Cups this season. They were excellent in Osijek too. Nice moment for the young gymnast from Turkey as well in this World Cup. That excellent performance from Emirhan Kartan on vault will live in the memory. It's quite a long wait this for Oakley Banks. Well, more than quite a long wait. Still 6 gymnasts to come in this men's horizontal bar final. And there is the score, 13 for Matteo Giubellini. Good execution score, 8.3. And he does pick up a little difficulty from qualification.
Next gymnast from Great Britain,
Oakley Banks, very promising young gymnast from the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. He's a youth coach at Pegasus Gymnastics, where he trains, based in Kent. And he's been a good part of some very successful junior teams in his career. Well performed, that Kovac skill. And then the Coleman as he adds the twist position into the Kovac. Nice routine to watch this. And no surprise that that dismount was very clean too. It was entirely in keeping with the character of the whole performance. That's a job really well done. A couple of really neat release moves. James Hall alongside him, congratulating him. That must mean a lot to have James Hall there to help out, to give guidance, to learn from him. The original Kovac skill. No problems with that. He then used the Coleman variation. He's another gymnast who will look to build his difficulty as he goes through the next couple of years. But he's a tight and tidy looking young athlete. A lot to be encouraged by. How nice that is from James Hall. Hall understands how important it is to have the support of your teammates. He's been that chap in the British team for so many years that brings everyone together, that is a friend to the athletes as well as being a teammate to them. We are taking quite a while to get these horizontal bar scores in. .12.9, excellent improvement for Oakley Banks. He gains almost a full mark from qualifying. All three have improved from the preliminary round. Milad Karimi's got a lot to do here because The 8th best qualifier, Tang Chi, has just produced the same score that Karimi got in qualification as the top qualifier. So we've got a very complicated picture developing. But Milad Karimi is a man who likes a challenge. We expect this to be a complicated routine. And it's the twisting work that is so important to his difficulty. Look at that power going into the Casina. And into the Coleman. A very good final this. Milad Karimi with a contending display to ask a question of Tang Chiahong later on. But will he be able to surpass Tang Chi? In the setting of his senior international debut all those years ago, when he won a silver medal on floor in March of 2017. There is a lot of extremely good gymnastics going on in Kazakhstan. Meanwhile, the gymnasts in the second half of the final warming up. Again, quite a delay as the calculations are being made. All worth the wait if you get the score you're hoping for. And he has done 14.5. He's gained 6/10 of difficulty from qualification, 1/10 down in execution, but that is a big increase. Well, how lovely when you think that the qualification scores were 11.766, which has turned into a 14, 12.433, which has turned into a 13, 11.966, which has turned into a 12.9, and 14, which has turned into a 14.5. It's very like the men's vault final. Everyone is raising the level when the medals are within sight.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's continue our final competition on horizontal bar with our gymnast representing Ukraine, Rico.
Now to Vlad Rico of Ukraine, the 5th best in qualifying. gymnast who has done wonderfully to keep on the international scene despite having an appalling period of injury several years ago. Dreadful knee surgery that he had to endure. Now, so far so good. What about this release move? There's his Cassina. And the next coming, the Coleman. And the straight Kachev. Into a traditional straddle Kachev. And into the dismount. Oh, very stable. That was great. Entirely justified big celebration as Milad Karimi beams from the sidelines. That was very nice gymnastics from Vladislav Rico. The Olympian from Rio de Janeiro. He's been around a long time. And even before that, twice a Youth Olympic Games medalist. There was a slight wildness in the leg form to the first couple of release moves, but there was no doubt about the strength of his regrasp on the bar. He was in the right sort of place. And the dismount, well, that was really extremely clean. What a lovely moment as he burst into celebration. Still 3 more performances to come. And certainly one gymnast who's very capable when it comes to the complexity of his work and the execution of challenging Milad Karimi. .4. So he goes into the bronze medal position. Another improvement, up by almost 1.2 from the preliminary stage. Szilárd Závory is the anti-penultimate performer. 12.1 in the qualification phase. But his execution was only 6.9, so another chap who's got a lot to play with in terms of his difficulty, which was 5.2. Won the silver medal at the Masters Championships of Hungary last year. Oh gosh, he's right by the bar there. hope everything is okay. That looked like a jarring connection. We'll just give the coach and athlete time to make an assessment here. Well, as he came out of that twisting work, he was basically right on the bar. It was probably a lot closer than he realised. And it's vital in a situation like this that plenty of time be given to the medical team. Most important thing is that the athlete just remain where they are and the coaches have that conversation with them, the medical staff assess through discussion first of all. Anything that involves the athlete taking something that looks like a blow to the head obviously has to follow certain protocols for good reason. And absolutely the right decision not to show any replay of that and to show the treatment, because it's a private moment now for the athlete and the coaching and medical staff just to get their bearings and work out what to do next. We'll have a look back at some of the actions so far. Didn't this young man do brilliantly? Tang Chi. After that, we saw Matteo Giubellini. Vast improvement from qualification. And another real step up from the preliminary round, Oakley Banks. Obvious concern for Tilal Zavri, the Hungarian delegation watching on, and he's being safely escorted from the field of play. It's on his feet, which is a positive thing. Obviously his fellow competitors concerned for his welfare too. Well, that was an unfortunate moment for young Zilad Zavri. Just came right down on the apparatus. And rightly not continuing. Good to see that the routine was curtailed, that he didn't get back up on the apparatus. We move to Tang Xiaoheng of Chinese Taipei, the second best performer in qualification with a score of 14. The same as Milad Karimi, just 1/10 between them on the execution tiebreak. But Karimi has now gone a lot further by half a mark. So we're going to see what the Olympic bronze medalist on this apparatus can now do. Both he and Karimi have been the champion of Asia. Karimi succeeded him in that regard. He also succeeded him as the World University Games champion. Fascinating. Beautiful. Really good clearance as he twisted round. It's Cassina. Nicely performed. And then a Yamawaki with a full twist. It's a belter, that. Oh, yes, what amplitude. Well, he just about stayed on his feet. Triple rotation. That's exciting from Tang Chia-hung. The king of cats, managing to land on his feet as cats tend to do. Just about, though. It was a tough little dismount after a big sequence of rotations. Amazing to be able to get your bearings back twisting like that. Extraordinary skill. Keeps those heels well locked together for almost all of the Cassina, as much as is physically possible. This is just lovely to watch. Balletic. And then here we go. He's got to get such elevation. There will be a lot to come off the score, obviously, for the end of that. almost bang on the mark. .4, but have a look at that difficulty, 6.5. So Karimi has got him this time, but that routine is going to be very, very high scoring. We move now to the last gymnast of this weekend of finals action. A young man who made it onto the podium in the parallel bars final. Now he comes into the horizontal bar final as the 4th best in qualifying. Good luck to Jesse Moore on this really significant weekend in his career. Straight Kachev, his first release move. And then the straightened out version. Well, that's a very good dismount from Moore and a very good performance. The reigning all-around champion of Oceania. He's had a memorable weekend, hasn't he? competed at the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham. Couldn't get the whole way through the all-around final due to a shoulder issue.
Gold medals on pommel horse and gold medals on silver rings. Here is Jesse Moore.
We look back at his Kachev skills.
For the result of the performance of our last gymnast, and we'd like to inform our audiences that we're going to have our awarding ceremony right away.
The last score to come in, Australia's Jesse Moore. To follow will be the 5 victory ceremonies, so do please stay with us for those. Jesse Moore, 13.366. He gains 1.1 from qualifying to finish 5th. Very well done to him. What an exciting horizontal bar final that was. A whole tone was set by that young man. The classified results in the men's horizontal bar final at the Doha World Cup. Bronze to Tang Chi of the People's Republic of China, silver to Tang Chiahong of Chinese Taipei, and gold to Kazakhstan's Milad Karimi by just a tenth of a mark. Next we'll bring you the victory ceremony. The victory ceremony for the men's horizontal bar competition. The setting is the Aspire Dome in Doha, Qatar.
Third place and winner of the bronze medal, from People's Republic of China.
Dang Chi from the People's Republic of China is the winner of the bronze medal, and what a transformation. He barely made it into the final with a score of 11.766. Well, when the final came around, he flew up to 14. First World Cup honours.
Second place and winner of the silver medal,
Had it not been for a lot of steps on the dismount, he would be the champion. This is a big routine from Tang Chia-hung, a 6.5 for difficulty. It's going to be a joy watching that evolve over the course of the season. For now, it's silver for Tang Chia-hung. More to come, one imagines, much more to come. Milad Karimi from Kazakhstan wins his second consecutive horizontal bar World Cup title and becomes the first gentleman this season to win more than one on that apparatus. He's in a great position to take the overall World Cup title. We'll have the national anthem now of Kazakhstan.
Please all stand for the singing of the national anthem of Kazakhstan. I'd like to request our officials to please join the families for a souvenir photo.
The medalists in the men's horizontal bar competition at the Doha World Cup.
Thank you so much, and once again, let's give them a round of applause.
2 gold medals this weekend for Milad Karimi as well. What an accomplishment. And we look back at how Milad Karimi secured the horizontal bar title, the final title of this weekend of action in the apparatus finals portion of the Doha World Cup. It's been a great pleasure having your company for all of the action from Doha, from the Aspire Dome. It's onwards now to the last World Cup event of the season, where the overall series winners will be crowned. And